Alright, so before we go ahead and get on into the video, I just want to say that this video is sponsored by the Duel Arena. If you guys are poor in-game and you guys have had a really rough time at it and you're like, how do I get bills? How do I get a T-bill? Well, I have the method for you. So what you're going to want to do, just grab your cash stack, however much you have. Personally, I'm lingering near a bill. You're going to hop on over to World 2. Now, this is an important step because World 2 is where people stake. That's where you're going to have to be. And once you head on over to the Duel Arena, there should be people everywhere waiting to stake you. Go ahead and find someone that looks around your level, and from there it's easy as can be. Make sure that all the rules are correct towards whatever kind of stake you are trying to do, and then from there it's as easy as putting in your money and doubling up. Once you find someone to go ahead and stake, what you're going to want to do is just get first hit nice and easy, and from there you should be good to go to double your banks. Yeah, it's as easy as that, really. You just hop on into the stake, you go ahead, whip the guy to death, and you should be doubling your money in what is a matter of absolutely no time. Pretty much quickest way to make money in the game. And what kind of stake was that, though? Jesus Christ, man. I got down to 1 HP and I got poisoned to death. But on a real note, what we're going to be talking about today is the recent A-Friend controversy. If you're not aware of who that is, which I'd imagine most of you are, maybe you didn't see his new video. Basically, A-Friend is a RuneScape YouTuber who is pretty much the biggest RuneScape YouTuber on the website. He's been a constant in the community for 6 to 7 years, and the man is absolutely a legend amongst people that consume RuneScape content. So, starting off there, he is quite the lad, quite the figure in the RuneScape community. But recently, where all of this controversy stems from is his newest video of Hardcore Iron Man Progress, where he actually starts it with a minute-long ad for a website that I won't even name. There's no point. I mean, I guess you can see it, so I mean, who's stopping you? But what the website allows you to do is to be able to bet Ethereum or Bitcoin online and just be able to gamble, pretty much. It's a gambling website for real money, and that is pretty much the ad. Overall, it goes for a minute long, where he talks about how he went on the website, he made $1,500–$2,000 somewhere in there, and there's a lot of footage in the background of him just playing the miscellaneous games that they have on the website. From there, he continues on to talk about the website, and then has a pretty awkward, like, 3 seconds that I think is literally meant because he has to make a minute-long ad, which is, I just find it funny. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it's gonna be your lucky day. Hey, what's up, guys?
But yeah, that's really all people are freaking out about. However, I think there's more to the situation. I'll talk for a quick second about the beginning of the ad, though, and pretty much the ad itself. By him showing that he won $1,500–$2,000 on the website in his time there, it's so misleading that I think that it's a little understandable why people would be upset about that. I'll talk more why I think people are upset, but it is really misleading to show your audience like, hey, I just won $1,500, $2,000 on this website. Maybe you can try it out. And I think he even says in his video, maybe today's your lucky day. I get that for this minute of the video, you're supposed to be an endorser of the website and promote it. And it is a good way to promote. But personally, as a YouTuber, you also have to feel some sort of responsibility for your audience. So while you may be somebody that's going to be a spokesperson for the website for a minute, you also have to be someone that can connect it to your audience. You pretty much just have to be the middleman between your audience and whoever is wishing to advertise through your platform. Here it seems like he pretty much just takes the side of the website, which I understand. You know, maybe you just don't think it through enough. Maybe you are just trying to be the best promoter that you can be to show for other websites. That's fine, but I still have the right to be able to critique how I think that it's a little bit misleading of an ad. And ultimately, we've seen what people think in the RuneScape community of staking websites and stuff like that throughout the years. And as a YouTuber, you have to understand that people just might not like the fact that you're advertising gambling. Now, as far as what I think of the website and the ad in general, I don't think it harms too much. I mean, it is literally just a gambling site where you may be able to go and gamble. People will gamble if they want to, one way or another, through miscellaneous websites. While it may be illegal in some countries, that never stops people. If you want to gamble with Bitcoin and stuff like that, you're going to do it. It really doesn't matter if it's illegal in your area or not. At least if there's a decent way for you to go about doing it, being anonymous. So personally, I don't feel that the ad's as bad as some people make it out to be. While it is a gambling website, and while gambling can cause people to lose their lives and their livelihoods, I mean, people gamble all the time. There's literally, you know, a city built on gambling in the United States. Like, that's just the way it is. People have to understand the consequences. But as an advertiser and as a YouTube content creator, you do owe it to your audience to at least be somewhat transparent with the website. I've also heard people say that, at least it could have been an RS gambling website. It is just really weird to have just a regular website on there. But at that point, if you're mad about the concept of him advertising a website where people can lose their lives and lose money and real consequences, people that are willing to gamble their RSGP in game would also, I'm pretty sure, be willing to sell that RSGP, because they're already breaking a rule that can get them banned. So who's stopping them at that point? Let's not kid ourselves. If people have enough money, they may be incentivized to real world trade in. I can't judge for that, but even then, you're still gambling what would essentially be real money, and you're also breaking in-game rules. So I don't understand where that really comes from, but I don't think it's a really valid argument. Now, ultimately, where I think a lot of the hate comes in, and this is where I do understand where people are coming from. Like, don't get the idea that I'm like, oh, bro, that's A-Fred got screwed. The fact that he showed a staking site and people are mad, that's bullshit. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong gambling if the person has, is responsible, they understand what they're doing, and they're at least rational, enough to not be drawn into the trap of gambling. Now, there's a lot that comes with that. Not everyone is equipped for that, and that's why I think that, as a content creator who does an ad for this, you should probably at least throw a warning out there, at least just to show people that you care about your audience. Now, you don't have to. Again, I don't know how much the stake.com people would have been, happy with him being like, well, while this is a staking website and while I did win money, you can lose as much money as you put into your account. So be careful whenever you start and understand the risk. Now people can either heed that warning or they may not, but at least you put it out there to try and help those people who may be on the fence and may not be self-aware enough to be able to stop. However, he didn't do that, and so I can see why some people are upset. In addition to that, I think that A-Friend is getting a lot of hate more so because of his attitude towards YouTube over the last couple of months, more so than this particular video. So looking on over at A-Friend's channel, basically this is where I think the whole vibe of the channel really starts to change, about right here on This Is How It Ends. Here he loses his hardcore Iron Man status due to a new Fossil Island update. Not really due to the update, but he just lost it testing out new content. From there, he continued on and tried to restart a hardcore Iron Man. He also did just side videos and, really tried to change up the content. And he did that for a little while with, I'd say, decent success for him. And then about 3 months ago, he took 6 hours of donations. He got a lot of hate for that. While I do understand why people get upset for in-game donations, because they're literally watching a YouTuber make like what they could never even dream of making in what is 6 hours. I can see how that's frustrating and kind of ruins the game for you, and so it makes sense why people get upset about that. I can't hate on them. I also can't hate on A-Friend. These are people that want to give him money, and they're just doing so in the form of game GP, which is probably less drastic than like real life money, I really see where both people are coming from there. You're going to get hate with it, and that's just the way it is. Obviously, he knew that beforehand, and he just didn't care, which is fine. I mean, to each their own. From then, he ends up losing 150 mil to a scammer who pretty much is saying he'll like double money, and A-Friend continuously, like for like 6 trades, or just draws it out, and he does give him 150 mil in total. It was obvious that he was scamming after the first one. A-Friend later goes back to state that he guesses, like, he's like, well, now that I think about it, obviously he was just going to scam me. Why would I go for 6 trades? He's like, I really don't know. I just messed up. It wasn't a great apology. It's a minute 30. I mean, he kind of takes like half blame for it. It's not the best apology, but I guess if you made the initial video, you probably are in the mindset that you don't feel like it's that bad. So from his end, I could see how he's just kind of, his hands are tied. From there, goes on to get hate every now and then on videos, was kind of rebuilding it. And then, the final video came out, and that really just made people upset. There are obviously a ton of dislikes here, and it looks bad. Hey, top comment, what's going on? I think at this point it's just obvious that A-Friend doesn't care as much about the game and is more so using YouTube as a money-making asset. But he has the right to do that. He can do that. It's his channel. He can go about it how he wants, and I can't hate him for doing it. And I wouldn't, there's no need to hate. This is a pretty, like, in the grand scheme of things, this is, a YouTuber just wanting to make more money. It's not really that big of a deal. But I think both sides are justified. He can do as he pleases with his YouTube channel, and I think that people can continue to be upset with that if they don't like it. And ultimately, we'll see where the chips fall. So yeah, those are my opinions as far as the A-Friend controversy. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of different pieces that you can break apart from this video and debate them down below. Feel free to. I'll be reading all of it and seeing what your guys' opinions are going forward. Judging by A-Friend's videos like to dislike ratio, I'm guessing most of you guys probably aren't with it, but I'd like to just hear your opinions on where you think you went wrong, and if there's any way that he can repay you guys, let me know. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a sub, and on top of that, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.